Word of the day: euphoria. Meaning: a feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness. Example: when she received her acceptance letter to Harvard, she was in a state of euphoria for weeks.
Word of the day: eclectic. Meaning: deriving ideas, style, or taste from a broad and diverse range of sources. Example: the sculptor used an eclectic assortment of materials to create his latest piece of art. Word of the day: levitate. Meaning: rise or cause to rise and hover in the air, typically by means of supposed magical powers. Example: planting her palms on either side of her crossed legs, she lifted herself up, like a yogi levitating, and scooted over to make room for me. Word of the day: nonchalant. Meaning: of a person or manner, feeling or appearing casually calm and relaxed, not displaying anxiety, interest, or enthusiasm. Example: he appeared nonchalant in court even when the judge ordered him to pay £1,000. Word of the day: vindictive. Meaning: having or showing a strong or unreasoning desire for revenge. Example: Katie's vindictive nature led her to slash the tires on her ex-husband's car. Word of the day: frivolous. Meaning: not having any serious purpose or value. Example: my mother often spends her monthly salary on frivolous purchases she never uses. Word of the day: gregarious. Meaning: of a person, fond of company, sociable. Example: gregarious people are likely to hang out with friends every weekend while reserved people keep to themselves. Word of the day: affluent. Meaning: having a great deal of money, wealthy. Example: after graduation from high school, he went to work for his uncle, an affluent rice wholesaler. Word of the day: predicament. Meaning: a difficult, unpleasant, or embarrassing situation. Example: he is hoping to get a loan from his bank to help him out of his financial predicament. Word of the day: clamorous. Meaning: making a loud and confused noise. Example: and it was in Germany where environmentalists mounted the most clamorous protests. Word of the day: resurgence. Meaning: an increase or revival after a period of little activity, popularity, or occurrence. Example: the small-town restaurant noticed a resurgence in business after the shopping mall closed. Word of the day: vivacious. Meaning: attractively lively and animated, typically used of a woman. Example: learning a few chunking hair color techniques can really infuse some vivacious, bold drama into your style. Word of the day: depredation. Meaning: an act of attacking or plundering. Example: most southern towns have suffered from the reckless depredation of the armed gang. Word of the day: poised. Meaning: having a composed and self-assured manner. Example: Cheryl is attractive, poised, and charming, and she is looking forward to a career as a model. Word of the day: blandishment. Meaning: a flattering or pleasing statement or action used as a means of gently persuading someone to do something. Example: the waiter used all her blandishment and charm in order to get a handsome tip from the people she was serving. Word of the day: glisten. Meaning: of something wet or greasy, shine with a sparkling light. Example: admiring how her diamond would glisten in the sunlight, the newly engaged woman could barely believe how it shined. Word of the day: voracious. Meaning: wanting or devouring great quantities of food. Example: the smell of steamed rice and spices created a satisfying aroma that alone did wonders for quelling their voracious appetites. Word of the day: squander. Meaning: waste something, especially money or time, in a reckless and foolish manner. Example: when you go to Las Vegas, try not to squander your money in the casinos. Go see a show. Word of the day: frantically. Meaning: in a distraught way owing to fear, anxiety, or other emotion. In a hurried, excited, or disorganized manner. Example: we frantically cleaned the house before our mother came home from work. Word of the day: meticulous. Meaning: showing great attention to detail, very careful and precise. Example: because of his meticulous skill, Dr. Jameson is considered to be one of the best surgeons in the country. Word of the day: bask. Meaning: lie exposed to warmth and light, typically from the sun, for relaxation and pleasure. Example: bask in the golden sun and frolic on the soft sands as you experience friendly Maldivian hospitality and explore the rich tropical wonders of a vibrant island nation. Word of the day: stolid. Meaning: calm, dependable, and showing little emotion or animation. Example: he was a stolid man who did not even show his emotions at his mother's funeral. Word of the day: sumptuous. Meaning: splendid and expensive looking. Example: the restaurant's sumptuous buffet had some of the finest foods from all over the world. Word of the day: rummage. Meaning: search unsystematically and untidily through something. Example: the dog will rummage through the garbage for food when it gets hungry. Word of the day: inundate. Meaning: overwhelm someone with things or people to be dealt with. Flood. Example: Anthony and the family were literally inundated with letters, cards, flowers and every kind of offer of help. Word of the day: venerate. Meaning: regard with great respect, revere. Example: the king was venerated by his subjects, as they always bowed in praise of him. Word of the day: behest. Meaning: a person's orders or command. Example: at the director's behest, I am being called back for a second audition. Word of the day: ostensible. Meaning: as appears or is stated to be true, though not necessarily so, apparently. Example: Karen's positive attitude in school was ostensible. It was a mask to just get through the school days with good grades to be able to graduate and get out. Word of the day: peruse. Meaning: read something, typically in a thorough or careful way. Example: as soon as they were seated, Cynthia perused the menu, bit her lip and ordered Manhattans for both of them. Word of the day: succinct. Meaning: especially of something written or spoken, briefly and clearly expressed. Example: to be a successful newspaper journalist, you must learn to be succinct with your writing. Word of the day: entrench. Meaning: establish an attitude, habit, or belief so firmly that change is very difficult or unlikely. Example: as technology entrenches itself in every aspect of our lives, it's no wonder that even shopping has completely moved online. Word of the day: astute. Meaning: having or showing an ability to accurately assess situations or people and turn this to one's advantage. Example: astute and perceptive, the chess player seemed to always know what move his opponent would make next. Word of the day: affectation. Meaning: behavior, speech, or writing that is pretentious and designed to impress. Example: Jake's proper manner of speaking was an affectation he put on when he was surrounded by the country club set. Word of the day: unscathed. Meaning: without suffering any injury, damage, or harm. Example: while my home remained unscathed after the hurricane, my neighbor's house was destroyed. Word of the day: spendthrift. Meaning: a person who spends money in an extravagant, irresponsible way. Example: the heiress is a spendthrift who once paid $500,000 for a pair of shoes. Word of the day: invincible. Meaning: too powerful to be defeated or overcome. Example: people love the comic book hero because of his invincibility against monstrous creatures of the alien world.
Word of the day: bounteous. Meaning: generously given or giving, bountiful. Example: the king gave bounteous feasts and there were many dishes set before the guests. Word of the day: flinch. Meaning: make a quick, nervous movement as an instinctive reaction to fear, pain, or surprise. Example: scary movies usually make little children flinch by their shoulders lifting up slightly when something scary happens. Word of the day: barrage. Meaning: a continuous artillery attack. A large number of questions or complaints. Example: he faced a barrage of questions over his handling of the problem. Word of the day: estrange. Meaning: cause someone to be no longer on friendly terms with someone. Example: Jack has been estranged from his wife for over 3 months. Word of the day: jolt. Meaning: push or shake someone or something abruptly and roughly. Example: the alarm sounded at 5 in the morning, waking me up with a jolt. Word of the day: menace. meaning a person or thing that is likely to cause harm, be a threat or danger. Example: cholesterol is indeed a menace and a gateway to many health problems. Word of the day: livid, meaning furiously angry. Example: after sitting in the airport for 9 hours, I was livid when I learned my flight would be delayed another 6 hours. Word of the day: respite, meaning a short period of rest or relief from something difficult or unpleasant. Example: gardening is the perfect hobby for those who need respite from hectic city life. Word of the day: tirade, meaning a long, angry speech of criticism or accusation. Example: the politician's tirade against the proposed law lasted for nearly 2 hours. Word of the day: cacophony, meaning a harsh discordant mixture of sounds. Example: a cacophony of voices in a dozen languages filled the train station. Word of the day: prattle, meaning talk at length in a foolish or inconsequential way. Example: at every party, there is always one lady who has to prattle on about her cute kids. Word of the day: huddle, meaning crowd together, a close group of people or things. Example: a football team will often huddle together so they can discuss their game plan without the other team seeing or hearing it. Word of the day: neophyte, meaning a person who is new to a subject or activity. Example: because I am a neophyte on the piano, I am going to need a lot of lessons to play the complicated tune. Word of the day: quandary, meaning a state of perplexity or uncertainty over what to do in a difficult situation. Example: when my husband and I were debating our vacation plans, we were in a quandary between going on a cruise and flying to New York City.